Man, talking about transitioning out of hurt, yo, man, I'm gonna tell you, when I stepped into leadership, when I stepped into leadership in multiple levels, and I am unapologetically, man, going to pull from my experience, man, as a leader in church, and I did not know that stepping into leadership, that hurt and pain were a part of the process. That a part of, man, functioning in position of leadership, functioning on teams, being a part, man, of processes and strategies that are going to impact and influence the lives of people, that could be generational stuff. That being a part of those processes, part of those teams, part of those purpose-driven moments, man, could have such high levels of pain and hurt. And what I'm talking about is many people have read books, you've heard speeches, TED Talks about relationships. Relationships are messy. One of the hardest things of working with people is that you have to work with people. And many times, man, the whole adage or proverb comes true: hurt people hurt people. And people bring all of their baggage to the table that we sit at when we are functioning, trying to, give our talent and our gift, our input, and all that we are to the world. And we got to sit at the table, man, with people. People bring their stuff, man. People bring their baggage, and a part of leadership, a part of serving, a part of ministry, a part of spreading the gospel, a part of serving others, man, and giving others life. A part of that is hurt and pain, specifically from others. And it's something, man, that I want to share this, because there are many people who are coming into ministry, many people who are coming into leadership, who are going into it blind because they are pulled by their call. They are motivated by the desire of the results of the work that they want to do, and really they have not been informed that, yo, man, you're getting ready to get hit. You're going to be rocked. And nobody really prepares future leaders for the moment, man, that they're going to ingest, man, this pain and this hurt. I'm reminded of a story, man, when my mother tells a story. I don't necessarily remember it, right? Maybe I blocked it from my subconscious, right? And it never comes to my conscious memory. But my mother tells me that there was a summer that I tried out for the football team. In my mind, I believe it's the Rams, the Louisville Rams, all right? And so I'm little league, and I'm young, 7, 8 years old, going out for the football team. And she says in some moment, whether I was given the ball to run, to try to advance the ball, or whether I was on defense, but there was a time that I went and I came into conflict, man, with another player, whether it was me tackling them or them tackling, man, there was a hit, bam. And she hollered, man, I went back, I fell down. And she said, my mother tells the story that when the impact happened, bam, she said, I went down, I got up, took off my helmet, and began to walk to the sidelines. And it did not matter how much they tried to encourage me to go back on that field. I refused. And that was the end of my career in football. Now, I'm going to tell you this. I don't remember the impact or the moment of pain, but I do know that I have yet to put back on equipment to play football again. That is, and here's the deal. After that, I know that there were coaches who told me, yo, man, being hit, feeling that pain, feeling that impact is a part of football. And somehow, some way, they were trying to convince me to get used to being hit. I couldn't do it. And that ended my career in football. I do believe, man, there's a lot of people, man, in leadership who are experiencing the impact of pain and hurt the same way I did on the field that day. That unexpectedly we are hit by hurt, pain, tension, frustration, and disappointment in the pursuit of winning positions, in the pursuit of gaining results, in the pursuit of what we believe is our purpose. We are hit with intense amount of pain and hurt caused by people that we believe that we have hooked ourselves together with in order to reach goals and to be successful. And part of my journal is to try to encourage. No. Let me say it this way. Inform young leaders, new leaders, to encourage those who are already in leadership, who are experiencing hurt and pain. Listen, number one, those coming in, listen, man, you're going to experience it. Those who are already in, you can heal from it. But at some point, we have to acknowledge that hurt, pain, and tension is a part of leadership. It's a part of the process. Now, what I also want to try to go into, and a part of my journal, is to say that especially in the church, in church leadership, there are a lot of people who are blindsided by hurt, blindsided by pain, and they stick and stay. And I really want to talk about that, because from previous illustration talking about when I was young, I was going out for football, I got hit, I felt the pain, and I decided in the moment, this ain't for me. There were other young boys out on that field who experienced what I experienced. They stayed with the sport, many of them excelling in the sport, and they embraced the fact that, I'm going to learn how to turn those hits, that pain as a part of my process, man, and I'm going to use it to soar to my success. Listen, I'm not saying that you can't do that. What I am saying is let's take the spotlight off of the ones who process pain and use it as a part of the success, because see, they're not hit the way that I was hit. They didn't process it the way I process it. It didn't come to them the way it came to me. And here's what I'm saying. A lot of times in leadership, people stick and stay because they think they need to process pain the way other people have. They need to process hurt the way other people have. There are people who are built differently than you are. There are people who are constructed, their backstory is different. And to many people, stick and stay in positions that they need to transition out of because they've been conditioned by a culture that says, all pain should be dealt with the same. All people should process pain and hurt the same way. So if I am under a bully leader, then I just have to stick and stay and deal with the bully leader because this is the part of the process. And I want to have a conversation, say this, that it's not a part. If your pain it puts you in a position that it causes you to hurt in a way that it removes you from your ability to function at a high level, it pulls you away from being able to present your talents and gifts in a way that are not only fruitful to you, but also fruitful to the position and people around the table, but then also fruitful to the people that are outside of the table. And what I'm saying is the results are not always the motivator to continue to be hit by pain. Sometimes, man, some of us need to take our helmet off, walk off the field, hear the advice, the wisdom, and the encouragement of others, and say, yo, I'm out. This ain't for me. Listen, I will sit in the stands and I will cheer. I will support family members and others, man, who desire to pursue that goal, but I ain't going there because that ain't me. And that is a lesson that I have learned in my years of ministry. That there are some times, man, that hurt. Here it is. I want you to hear this. There are times that hurt and pain is the megaphone that is screaming to your life and your spirit that it is time for you to transition. I'm gonna say it one more time, y'all, because I want you to hear this. I want you to hear this. Hurt, pain, frustration, disappointment sometimes is the megaphone that is screaming to you and telling you it's time to transition. I know there are some people who are going to hear this and they're going to say, well, you know, hurt and pain also could be a time that I need to readjust, reevaluate, and I need to make sure that I'm not the person who's causing. I get that. But understand, even when you do all of that self evaluation, even when you go through it and you look at all points of the process and you see your personal environment, you still have to come to a point and you have to, evaluate how the hit is hurting you and how you're now going to respond. And I'm saying the transition, you should not be sorry. You should not feel guilty that you have reached a place in your life that you no longer want to function in positions that cause you to ingest pain and hurt and make you feel as if you have to stay. Sometimes you got to transition out. Sometimes you got to go elsewhere. Because the ultimate goal at the end of the day should be your personal self-care, your emotional, mental, psychological, spiritual health should always be held at a high regard. Many times, y'all, I'm telling you, man, in church work and in church ministry, y'all, we put to the sideline our personal health, emotionally, spiritually. We put all of that to the sideline. I was listening to somebody earlier. I mean, not somebody earlier. Well, I'm saying I was at a conference and a brother was talking about we can work for God and never have him. We can work for God and never have him. We can push people to pursue Jesus and not be in pursuit of Jesus ourselves. We can be working to build the local church into a stable, strong, functioning, serving, gospel presenting machine and not be getting anything from what we built, because we are pouring out. We are pouring out and put nothing back in. We're definitely not putting back in the source that we say we're putting out. And that's in the, to me, I'm again pulling from my years of working in Christian ministry and work in church work. I have witnessed people burn out because they did not deal with hurt well. They did not put their emotional, spiritual, psychological, even physical health as a primary responsibility of themselves. They always kept the church work in front. They always kept the results They always kept the platform in front of them, and they always were pouring out to build others and other things rather than themselves. And what I'm saying is that when your soul start crying out, that when your heart and your mind begin to cry out, that hurt and that pain is the megaphone that needs to tell you that you need to listen to, that says, yo, it may be time to transition. It may be time to move.